thank you for joining me. My name is Lauren and I'll be guiding you through a glorious wrist warm-up. Our wrists can get worked really hard in our yoga practice. When you think about it, they have to hold quite a lot of weight, especially in poses like downward facing dog, chaturanga, and various arm balances. This sequence is a fantastic way to get your hands and wrists ready for any yoga class. Please join me in finding a comfortable seat. We will spend the next few minutes here, so taking the time to set yourself up with any props that you'd like. And when you're ready, bringing your hands to prayer at heart center and closing down the eyes. Beginning to lengthen your breath, finding a deep inhale and an easy, long exhale. Focusing your attention to your hands and noticing what you feel. Perhaps you can feel warmth building between your palms. Or maybe you can feel the small indentations that make up our fingerprints and the lines on our palms. On your next inhale, slowly blinking the eyes open and bringing the hands out in front of you, closing your hands into fists, circling your wrists in one direction and then the other, and coming back to center. In a very slow and controlled movement, begin to open up your fist, moving through each knuckle and spreading the fingertips nice and wide. Exhale and slowly curl your hands back into fists, articulating through each joint. Inhale as you slowly open, and exhale as you close. The next time your hands find fists, just keep them there. And turn your fists down. Bring them back up. And then open up those fists. Continuing this movement, closing the palms, bringing them down, stretching through the wrist. Back to center and opening up the hands. Once you feel more comfortable with this movement, begin to speed it up, moving quicker and quicker. These movements are called fist pumps. Not only do you feel a stretch in your hands and the top of your wrists, but you might also start to feel a stretch through your forearm. And we'll do 3 more. Very good. Letting go of this practice, perhaps shaking out the wrists a few times. Beautiful. Coming into my favorite arm warm-up, prayer curls. Bring both arms out in front of you, palms facing one another. The left wrist comes over the right, and then turn the palms so that they face each other, interlacing the fingers. As you bend the elbows, bring the hands so that they come under and in front of your chest, and gently fold your body forward. As you inhale, bring your torso back up. Straighten the arms out in front of you and reach your fists up to the sky. Exhale, bending the elbows, folding forward. And inhale, straightening the arms and coming up to the sky. Exhale as you fold down once more. And inhale, arms reach up, releasing the hands to come back out in front of you, moving on to the other side. This time the right wrist comes over the left, palms turn to face one another, clasping the hands and folding forward. Straightening through the arms, reaching them up to the sky as you inhale. Exhale, bending the elbows, falling forward. Warming up here through the wrists, the arms, and the spine. On your next inhale, as you're reaching up to the sky, releasing the hands, letting them fall onto the ground in front of you, coming into tabletop. Checking here that your wrists are underneath your shoulders, your knees are stacked under your hips. Making sure that your fingers are spread nice and wide, and either your index or your middle finger are pointing towards the top of your mat. Begin to circle over our wrists, so circling in an anti-clockwise direction. Starting off nice and small, and gradually bringing more weight over our wrists. Begin to circle in the other direction as we prepare our wrist for taking on our body weight. Coming back to a neutral. Lift up the left palm, point the fingers back towards your knees, and place the hand back on the ground, feeling a really strong stretch on the inside of the wrist and the forearm. If you'd like to increase this stretch, bringing your body weight slightly back towards your heels. Or if this is quite intense for you, you can bring your body weight forward. Breathing in to the discomfort. Then lifting that hand back up and placing it on the mat. Moving on to the right side, lifting the right hand, fingertips pointing back, palm pressing into the mat. Breathing into this nice, juicy stretch. Lifting the right hand, placing it back on the mat. It might feel good to give your hands a nice shake here. And then bringing your hips to one side, sitting down on your butt and bringing your feet out in front of you, preparing for inverted tabletop. The feet are about hip width apart and your hands are on the mat slightly behind you with your fingertips pointing to the front of the mat. Inhale to prepare, hugging the thighs towards one another, firing up the glutes and the belly. Then pressing into the feet and the hands, bringing your hips up as high as you can. Your chin can stay tucked into your chest, or if it feels good, you can let it hang back. As you inhale, finding a little more lift, feeling a wonderful stretch through your forearms. One more breath here. And as you exhale, slowly lowering the hips back down to the floor and rolling down your spine onto the mat. Bring your feet nice and wide and just windscreen wipe your knees from side to side, releasing any tension in your lower back. bringing your feet back in, hands on the belly, and closing down the eyes. Please stay here in constructive rest pose for as long as you like. I hope your wrists are feeling nice and warm and ready to take on whatever the day has in store for you. If you'd like to continue this upper body release, I encourage you to try our Nourish Neck and Shoulder sequence. Have a lovely day. Namaste.